going to do a small live without special topic, but the last one I did was in French with Valérie, that is Ayurvedic therapist in Spain. And it was really interesting. So it's on YouTube and on my YouTube channel, and you can have the translation. There are a lot of information, and Valérie has been really clear in her explanation. It's fascinating. So I'm learning a lot, and I am really, really inspired. So this is one thing. The other thing is the weather. I see my friends in Europe, in France, in Paris, in Corsica, that are dying because it's very hot. And I am grateful to be here because I am in the desert and it's much less hot than in these places. I'm amazed, and we have even a lower temperature today. It's like 30 or maximum 31 Celsius. And the coming days, we're going to have 15 in the morning and 27 during the day. So it's fantastic. It's really, really fantastic. The only thing is we have a lot of wind, very strong wind. This year, a lot of wind. And what is, concerning with the wind is fire, even if I am in the desert. It has been a fire some weeks ago. There is always something to burn, So we have to be vigilant and to take care about, don't give chance to fire to be alive. So this is one thing. So I was also listening again podcast about astrologer and also about the astrologer. I have a reading every year for my coming year, and we really have to, I say this since many years when I started to speak openly in 2020, I said that it will be narrower and narrower and harder, and it's part of the stimulation that is needed for human race to evolve. So no things to fear, because I have people say, I'm afraid for my children and my grandchildren. No, their soul decided to come at that time. So being on fear creates only a very low frequency that's going to resonate with very low frequency situations. We have to trust, to have faith that every soul that is coming or gonna come or already came, even young children, this soul decided to come in this time to live the experience of that time and to participate to the big change of humanity that is going on. It's quite amazing. I'm always very optimistic because I see how things, evolve since decades now. I can say I started to be quite interested and aware and seeing things in my early 20s. And in fact, it's like a logical following of events since decades that bring us to the situation we are now, very intense around the world, because it's needed to do a big change, because we are in an era of big change for humanity. So the thing is, this July, August, we really have to be connected to ourselves, to be inside, to be with us, with ourselves, because the energy is raising and the solar flower are going to be very strong. So this is affecting our DNA. So this can translate in our bodies by fatigue, pain. Our weak points can be, awakened. So we really have to take care of ourselves, to be connected, I would say, to your Christic dimension. That it's mean, I'm not speaking about the Catholic religion or about Jesus, the human being. I'm speaking about this Christic energy. It is about self-healing and sharing and love. and this starts by ourselves. So we have to slow down to know that there are, things very strong at work, and we can see this every single day. There is something coming, but observe this and see that these things are movement of a system that is crawling. And just observe, to don't be on fear, because if we are on fear, like I said before, we create a situation, a frequency that's gonna go in resonance with lower frequency. We have really absolutely to trust and to have faith that if we came in this time, it's to participate of what is going on in this time. Each of us, nobody is insignificant. Each of us comes from the divine that created everything, and even things that can be from the shadow sometimes, because it's like a natural rhythm, day and night, and one is necessary to enhance the other one and to stimulate, creation, to stimulate betterment, to stimulate okay, I don't want this anymore. I'm fed up of seeing this. I want, and you create in your mind another future possible. So it's this, and everybody who came on this planet participate to this thing. And it's like we have really to be connected to our essence, to be and life obliges us, when it's hot like that, you cannot really be outside. You are obliged to be inside. And when it's cold, it's the same. And this obliges to be in touch with your inside. And some people say, oh yeah, but me, I cannot really be at peace because I'm living in a city and it's a lot of things going on, noise and thing. This is one thing. It's one thing I learned many, many decades ago, and I was living in Paris. It was not a lot of noise where I was living, but noise outside. And I learned in meditation that I was taking, class I was taking a long time ago after a yoga session, to use this sound outside to go inside. So I practice, as you know, sitting in silence. I don't call it meditation. I sit in silence and I use what is outside of me to go deeper inside of me. These days it's a wind. It's very strong. And I use it. And this helped me actually to go inside. So it's that, use everything that is there that can be a noise at your advantage, and it makes a big difference. Instead of rejecting, embracing, instead of say no, I don't want that and be bothered to that, really listen, really let this coming, and by observing and feeling outside, it really brings you inside, and inside there is this still point and this silence. And it's very pleasurable. And it's a state where you have nothing to do, just to be. And it really makes a difference. You don't have to, if you have thoughts coming, you just observe them. You don't have to struggle with, I'm thinking, I'm too much thinking, I'm not succeeding in being at peace. No, just be. Just be. Take what is coming, and maybe sometimes what is coming gonna be a key for something. Maybe it's something to think more deeply about, and maybe you're going to get some more information and you're going to find solutions. So don't reject even the thoughts that are like bothering you, and maybe they are there for a purpose. Maybe your higher self is, instilling this for you to investigate more and to relativize, to observe and see how this thing can be of importance or not, and how you can take advantage. It's like martial art, you know. In martial art, someone is the aggressor and come to you with some violent energy. Instead of rejecting it, you take it with you and you give back this movement, and it's like a dance, and there is no resistance, and you get the power that the other sent to you, and you use it at your advantage, and you go back. I did a little bit in New York of Aikido, and I think I did it just to realize this, how to apply this in my life instead of resistance, how I could embrace what is coming, even if it's not pleasant, because it's not coming by chance. It's coming for a purpose, for me to evolve and to discover something, often of myself, I don't know. So just take this energy that is given to you through this difficult experience, and take it and see how you can transmutate that. Because, as I always say, the solution is right there where is a problem. It's the same energy. It's just to transmutate the energy, to change, to shift the energy. But it's already there. The energy is the energy. There are not multiple energies. There is the energy. And it takes different shades or different frequency. And you can, by your way to observe and your way to think, by your mindset, make a shift. But the energy is still the energy, you know. And for me, there is no positive or negative energy. There is an energy that I can use at my advantage, even if it's negative, and make something positive out of it. And this makes your life much more simple and much more pleasant. There is no place for being worried or fear. And it's not that fear is very bad. Sometimes it can help you to overcome some difficulties, to be vigilant, to, you know, when it's not an obsession, it's just a kind of alert that this, maybe there is this possibility, and for you to feel if you have to go there or not, if you have to engage yourself or not in this situation. So it's always good to take a time and listen to what this fear is resonating, how this fear is resonating inside of you, and what you can create from that, you know. But try to avoid to be systematic, or when you see something very hard, I'm scared of that, I'm afraid of that, or this is worrying. No. Stop to speak these words that create more and more the situation. You know, in the Bible, it said that at the beginning was the verb, and it's what we do. So use your word properly, because with this word you create your world. So it's very important to be cautious about the words that we use and when we use them and about what we use them, you know. Because, and when you do that, when you are more, it's not about control, it's more about present. And sometimes if you don't know very well, especially me, for example, English is not my native language, so sometimes I have to check the proper meaning of a word because I'm not sure about. And actually when it's not your language, native language, in a way it can be easier, because you're going to use less words, but you're going to learn the meaning of this word. And sometimes it has not been easy. For example, at the beginning I have very big difficulties in between hungry and hungry, and it's things totally different, and I was confusing always both of them. So I had to work on that. I have to go and check and see the orthograph, how it was written, and try to pronounce well, but it's not still good with me. You know, I'm still like, you know, after almost, I cannot say 30 years here, but almost 27 years, my accent is still my accent, my French accent, you know. So, but I try to use the words properly for what they mean, and also all the stories that are connected to a special situation that I lived, they are in my, I could say, in my being, in my aura. So being open to the world, it's also, it's not something to feel like you are vulnerable and people gonna invade you and suck you and that. No, it's more like you are aligned, you are clear with yourself, you know your shadow side, you know this, you work on this all your life. And this, by the fact to be like that, people who watch you or see you or listen to you gonna resonate with that, and at their turn they're gonna be on this alignment proper to them, but to be more and more true with themselves. We are in a time, it's very, very important to be true to yourself, because if you are not aligned, if you are not, there is a kind of floating thing, and with the frequency raising, it's going to bring you in one or another place. So it's, when you are true to yourself, the alignment is good for the frequency raising, because it can raise properly, not like that, you know. So sometimes it's not easy, and there are a lot of shadow side that we don't know about ourselves, for sure. But if we are honest with ourselves, we know when we do things that are flowing and not. So this is in a time where the light is so strong that we really have to be true, because this light so strong can burn us, and it can translate in different things. It can translate in, you know, difficulties in the body, or an accident, or any kind of thing, to make us obliged to be stopped, to be with ourselves, to make a kind of checkup, to realign. And this is what is going on. The light is very strong and going to be stronger these coming weeks, especially the 2 first weeks of July. So we have really to stay grounded, to have this light coming through us. We're going to make change, like I said, in our being, in our DNA, and to take time to rest, to observe, to be more in contemplation, in or out, to be able to follow the ascension that is going on. It can seem totally abstract, or someone gonna say, or maybe what she's speaking about. It's just like that, you know. Don't try to intellectualize this. You can go also online and check for video and let you guided by your higher self, because people say, oh, what book can I read, what thing can I do, what thing can I watch, what product can I take, what is the best brand. No, you have to do the job yourself, because what is good for you is different from what is good for me. I can give you an information about something, but after you have to do the job. I cannot do it for you. I cannot tell you, oh, this brand is perfect. Especially, I'm living in the US. Most of the people, sure, who follow me live in the US, but also in the world. So you don't have the same product. So don't, just try to get the product the more pure, organic, biologic, and check several of them and feel. and check the review and feel what resonates with you, what sounds right, if it's, you know. So, and this gonna resonate with you. It's different with what's gonna resonate with me. So it's important to do that. It's all about introspection. It's all about using what is outside to be stronger inside in your position about what you want and don't want, about what is going on in the world, because with this you create another dimension. You create, and we are more and more like that, and we can create another state of things, you know. So it's very important to be with ourselves. I see someone who is telling me, I felt so emotional in the last 2 weeks. I like to know, so maybe the energy you are talking about are affecting me. Yeah, sure. Me too. If you follow me, you saw that 1 month ago, I think, I did this video about this anxiety. Surprisingly, I was surprised to have anxiety. Me, I'm not someone with anxiety. But this anxiety, what was I needed, that my higher self instilled in me to investigate, to be surprised first, because I observe, I say, wow, I have anxiety, what is going on? About death? Me, anxiety about death? So to be more and more clear about that, and came to me why I had this anxiety. So use this change in the energy outside and flow inside of you to open yourself to more. Be with the feeling, be with the emotion. Emotion means energy in movement. So it's something, it's in movement inside of us. When we feel emotion, stay with the emotion, observe it. Don't be under the thing that bring fear or things like that, but observe, oh, I have this emotion, it's surprising to me. Where is coming from? What this thing? And you let, you observe, you notice it, and you decide to put it on the side, to don't be obsessed by it. And when it's coming again, maybe by doing that, you're going to get information. Information means formation inside. It's a formation. It's an information that's going to give a formation inside. So this is the emotion comes from the soul. So your soul, your higher self, is showing you something or trying to put you on a path, on something for you to see, to identify, and eventually to take decision, to make choices, to expand your awareness. From this anxiety I had, I grew so much. It's gone. I'm at peace now. I don't have this anymore because I understood this process. And I've been thankful to my higher self, my divine essence, if I can say, to create this, to my soul, to make me in this state of being. Because I realized many, on different level. On one level, it was something I had to put in place in France. On another level, it was the death, the grief of a cycle that is ending, passing 70 years old. So it's also the grief of a part of life, you know, this last 20 years. Because at 50 I had something similar around 45, 50. I can say around almost a cycle of Saturn, you know, 28 years. Because it was the end of one part of life, going toward menopause, and this thing up to 50 something, and now I'm another cycle. So I had to see this, to identify this inside of me, and to deal with it, and to be grateful that I'm alive and I have no pain in my body. And sure, I had this little inconvenience with my eyes running, but the universe is amazing. And Valerie contacted me and helped me a lot, giving me information about diet, because the metabolism is changing with age. And I don't have, sure, I was also exchanging with one of my long-time followers with 86, I think, Despina. We may do a live together one day. And we were speaking about that, about the metabolism that is changing, but in the mind it's still like we are 18 or 20. But the body, the metabolism of the body is changing. And we have to acknowledge this, to notice that. And to notice that often we have to go in some inconvenience, in the body inconvenience. Because this is going to alert us and make us noticing that, yes, we age, so the metabolism is different. So we have to act accordingly to this new metabolism of the body. So, it's a... And this is a kind of grief of way to be since decades. And now it's different. And what is amazing is that I'm discovering new product for food that I never used before. And I enjoy that because it stimulates my creativity to cook differently, to experiment differently, because I was in a kind of routine, and I guess my body was fed up about it. Simply, maybe was fed up about my routine. I wanted something new, more exciting. And this is the thing, take it positively, take the good side of it. And sure, now I passed 70 and I go on another decade and hopefully 2 more, 3 more, and even 5 more, why not? Because I decided to postpone to 120. But we'll see, and I have to embrace that. I cannot be miserable. I cannot be on the past. So I do also my share. I exercise every day almost. I push myself sometimes because my body don't want to move sometimes. And every morning I go on my mat, or I do my exercise with my stick, or I go for a walk, or I stimulate my body, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, and sometimes I cannot stop to do it, and I want to do 20 minutes, and it's 1 hour I'm there, and I'm still wanting to do more. So this is the thing, we have to move again. Emotion is energy in motion. We have to be in motion, because this fact to be in movement with our body gonna also make flow inside differently, not only the chemicals that we have inside, but also the state of mind. We're gonna have idea by this thing in motion inside of me, and our body moving, and things gonna flow, and we're gonna have the alchemy, the chemical balance we have inside gonna be different, and these things, the cells gonna communicate differently in between them, and also in our brain, and like this we're gonna be able to have new idea that gonna come from, because we are in movement, the energy, the kinetic, the movement, the proper definition of life, to be alive, it's to move. It's not to be, seated all the time in a couch, or to stop doing and creating and contemplating and enjoying. No. So, and this is a thing that helps to age in a better way. So this is something that, and every age you're going to discover new things. You're going to discover new... so every time that you can feel like sadness, anxiety, something like weird, you don't know, it's like, I don't feel good, and you feel sad and thing, have in mind, it's maybe because it's the end of a cycle of your life. It's like a grief. You can be sad of something that is ending, but don't stay on that. If something ending, something new is coming. So be more excited about that. I know it's not easy. I was quite miserable more than a month ago when I had that, because I was surprised. What is going on with me? What is wrong with me? I have everything to be well, and I'm like, and it changed, you know? So it's amazing because I took some decision, and the decision I took after realizing what was going on with this, anxiety of death, that it was because I was more anxious about what's going to happen if I die now for my children who are so far away. How are they going to deal with that? So it made me do engage some things. And I thought I was going to move to France next year in May. And since some days, I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that anymore. And I'm surprised. I say, oh my goodness, you were so sure about it. You were so happy about it. And now you are not so sure about it, So it's fluctuant. It's changing. And you have to be okay with that. There is nothing wrong. You don't have to feel guilty because you change your mind. You follow the flow. And maybe I'm going to stay here. Maybe I'm going to stay in this country. And maybe it will be favorable for my children that I be here too. And who knows, especially with how it is in France. Is it the right time to move in France? No problem. I'm ready to go if I feel to go. I'm going to be there in end of September. Actually, I'm going to do a live video on Tuesday. It will be Tuesday morning, but it will be in French, with an aesthetic surgeon that I know since more than 20 years in France, who helped me with blood vessels and laser many, many years ago. And I always kept in touch with her. And I am thinking maybe you follow my video, you know that I'm concerned by my eyelid, especially on the right eye, that is sometimes my right eye is not open, it's difficult to open it. So I'm considering to do the surgery of the eyelid, and I will do with her. So I thought it could be interesting for people to do a consultation as a live video, to use my example of what we could do on me for people to get information. So Tuesday, it will be 6 p.m. in France, and it will be 9 a.m. here. We're going to do this video with Sylvie Poignonnec. So we're going to do this. And like this, we can speak about different options, about what it's possible to do, the technique, everything. So this is going to be in French, but again, I will post on my YouTube after for you to have the translation. What I was going to say, I think that's it. I don't know if you have questions. I don't see any question. If you have question, you send me this in private message. I respond. Chile, hey. This is so nice. One country I would love to visit is Chile, as Greek as well. Greece, I never been in Greece. I am not habla español, non entiendo. I speak Italian, but not parlo italiano, ma non hablo Spanish or Portuguese. But I can understand a little bit of Portuguese because there are some sound and word that are similar, like Corsican language. So it's quite interesting. No habla español. When I want to habla español, I continue in Italian. I love Italian a lot. It's a beautiful language. My favorite are Italian and Japanese. And, I have... what question do you have, Tara? Let me know, and maybe I can answer, no problem, Let me know about the question you have. Maybe it can be interesting for some people to know about it. Japanese is very nice to my ears too, and I'm very happy because my granddaughter is learning Japanese. And I had a very strong connection with Japan for years. I still feel really connected to that country. Maybe I'm a kimono lover, collectioner. I think they are the most amazing piece of, clothing. It's architectural. It's really, really beautiful, and the way they design and the pattern and the way it's done, and it's really amazing. And as you know, I make my clothes, so I am quite fascinated by the craft of some, country, how they do their clothes, how the meaning, and also the fashion, and also the technique they have. It's really fascinating to me. I love fabric for fabric. I'm in love with fabric. It has been all my life since my baby time, and it's something that it's for that. It make me think that about the surgery, the aesthetic surgery. It's very difficult for me to have a cut in my skin. The only surgery I had was the appendicitis, the thing you have here, when I was 13. And the scare, I almost have no scare. And for me, at the idea to cut the skin that is perfect, the skin is like, and everything is flowing from one side to another. So I'm like, I start to speak to my body, to say, I may do this. So I start to speak to my body to don't be worried that it's going to be okay, and that he has the ability to repair. And I am like, a child that you prepare and you cocoon and like that, with tenderness and love. I start to imagine how it will be. No, it's not true. I had another surgery, but it was not an invasive surgery. I was, I think, 28, or I don't remember. I had, this was genetic. I had a lot of fat under my eyes. And even when I was rested, I was looking really tired. So a friend of mine did that a long time ago. She was not model, and me, I was just starting modeling. But I have not done because of modeling. I did it because I have pictures of me when I was 19, and we can see it. And it always bothered me. And I saw on her the result. I was amazed. I said, okay, I do it. Now they don't do this anymore, because now they use this fat to work on the area instead of taking off. But I had 4 pieces of fat, big like my little finger here, like the point here, and 2 under each eye, and it changed my life. And it was done by inside, so no scare, and I had no bruise, nothing at all. I had already quite a healthy way to feed myself, and exercising a lot at that time. So it has been very easy. I even did fashion. I remember I did once a fashion show. I had the little black thread on the side, from inside, that was bothering me, but nothing. So this is something also that we're going to discuss with Sylvie Poignonnet on Tuesday. about this thing that has been done and now the technique they have for people who have that. I think it's very interesting and it can really help people. I never regret to have done it. It was like something heavy under my eyes I could feel from inside. I am very sensitive to feel in my body when something is not right. So this on my face is like what is going on right now, to feel, even if I do yoga for the face, I feel it's going down and it's really unpleasant. My eyes, as I told you, sometimes it's very, very heavy. So I should arrive in Paris on the 24th of September. I let you know this also. And I will be with my friend Patricia, that you may know now, for the Chal sale. I may do a Chal sale on the next weekend, so it will be like 26 or 27, something like that. And if I do the surgery, it will be the 29th. And after I go to Corsica until end of October. So if you want to meet me, you know that end of September I will be in Paris. It will be a Chal sale at Patricia, so we can meet there. Like I met a lot of you there. It was really nice to meet in person. And we'll see. Well, I still don't. We put the date of the 29th for the surgery, but it's not something fixed. And a lot of things can happen. And to this time, I know I have my flying ticket for France, but it's very difficult to plan in advance. So we'll see how this goes. But you will be updated. You will know about what is going on. So let's see. Yes. Asking about finding courage to make huge life changes. Trust that you came for this experience. It can be, your heart can be like that also. Sometimes it can be like, I had big life changes in my life. When I divorced, I stayed with my 2 children, were small at that time, and I was not working at that time. I was just starting modeling, but it was nothing. It was like nothing, And I had to jump. I was considering what is the most important to me. Is it to stay in my couple that I'm not fulfilled and it's not flowing and I'm not happy? Or is it to stay because my bills are paid? Or is it to jump and to face the unknown with 2 children? I had a moment, of wondering what I'm going to do. I could feel anxiety at the idea to be with 2 children and don't have the money. But something really helped me. Because, in this time, you can have always people around say, oh, do that because that. Someone came and said, but do like us. Do your life, and like this, your bills are paid, and you have no trouble. And this is the thing that made me jump and decided, no, I don't want that. This is not right for me. I need to be with integrity. I cannot do that. I cannot stay with someone just to pay my bills. And I decided to go for divorce. And like by chance, everything started to fall into place. I started to have more jobs. I started to have more idea. What I can do, I could do that. I started, and it works. So this is something very important. If you are long to take a decision that is right for you, that really deep can make you happy, or something, a weight that you cannot stand anymore, something that is make you suffocating. Me, I could not breathe. I was coughing. It was like irritating me. It was every night. I could not. My body was telling me by coughing every night that this was insupportable. I could not stand anymore. To the point that my ex-husband told me, oh, I see, you cannot you cannot breathe anymore because I'm here. And this, you know, the body, if you don't take the decision, your body gonna make you, your higher self through your body gonna make you the decision. It can be by a challenging situation in your health. It can be by an accident. It can be by something major that's gonna make you relate and say, okay, I know, now I know. It's not a punition. It's not because you are punished. It's just because your higher self gonna find a way to do the step. And it's for that. It's very important to face the situations and to imagine yourself passing through the situation and the feeling of goodness and of well-being you can get from that. And this projection is very important because this thing that you feel, it's like you project. There is someone in France who speaks a lot about that, and me, I know these things since very young. You project yourself through a challenging situation, well and free and light and happy. And by that, you create that possible future. And this is where we are creator. We are creator. But you have to do this with your heart and without wanting it with obsession. It's difficult, it's complicated. But it's an impulse from your heart. It's something there. It's despite the fear. It's like when I was pregnant at school of my son and I was 16 and a half. I was more happy to feel that I had life in my body growing than the fear of I was at school, what people going to think, my family, how it's going to be, and how it's terrible, and how I going to make... No, the feeling, the joy inside, to have life going inside my body was so amazing that I could go beyond all this fear and anxiety. So, and I'm so happy I did. Because now he's 53 and my daughter is 50, and I'm like, wow, these two beings had to come through me and through their father as they are and as we are, for them to have their life experiences. This soul chose us. And it was, for me, like an evidence. I knew it was a boy, and it was for me an evidence I will not do an abortion, like all my friends did. It was more terrible for me at the idea to do an abortion, to make my body suffer, to kill what was growing inside of me, than facing all the challenges, and it has been a lot. I'm telling you, it has not been easy, but we are going to come, you know. So it's that, at a moment, the courage, you found it in what it was, make you vibrating inside, happy, you know, like... okay, it's going to be difficult, but after, this is what I envision. This is what I want. I want to be like that. I want to live that. I want that, you know. Sometimes, like you put the picture of you yourself, it's not what I do. I should do it. Maybe it will encourage me. When you were younger and you were in good shape, and now you have some, you know, belly and thing, and it's very hard. More you age, and more it's hard to lose. And for me, it was so easy to lose, you know, 5 pounds, and now it's very difficult. So it's that also what I want to tell to younger people, younger women. Really take care of yourself. Really take care of yourself. You know, daily. Do a little bit of something for your body. Maintain your beauty. I did that. I did that because I will not be like I am at 70 if I neglected myself, for sure. But it was not an obsession, and I think I could have done more, you know. And like this last winter, I had 4 months without doing anything. Nothing for 4 months. I see the result, you know. So don't I experiment, you know. I'm not pissed off against myself, no. I can speak about it. I can really speak about this thing, how the fact to be without movement and exercise and just lie down and on my phone and things, where I am now, and how it's difficult now to lose my belly. But I'm thinking maybe I need this belly for something else. You know, I always try to find something positive in a not very, what doesn't seem a very positive situation. There is always, you know, something there. Where, like I said before, the solution is exactly where there is a problem. So maybe it's because I need to keep this little belly fat, you know. So because I have some ideas, so we'll see. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I was not wanting to share all this with you when I started the live. Actually, I didn't know where I was going to go. Oh my goodness, what are you saying? You feel so lost in life and like you are a failure. You know what? This is very simple. It's because you are changing. This is because you are changing cycle. You are changing. You're going to be something new. You're going to be something. No. You are not a failure. It's just because the old self is not accurate anymore. It just, yeah, and it's normal to feel like that. It's normal to feel like that. It's because something new is like birthing. Something new is like pushing to emerge, you know. So feel this, really feel it. And feel it like the end of a cycle, like something has to change, something has to finish because this thing is not fulfilling you totally anymore. So take it like that instead of you are not a failure. It's the failure thing comes, it's also the thing from the society, cultural and all these things. No. Go with what could make you enjoy. Even if it seems crazy for others, even to yourself, you know, it's just like we are never a failure. No, we are just experimenting. And we came to experiment. And when we are not fulfilled anymore by what we experiment, we have to go. It's an invitation to go on something else, to desire to go, to wonder what is going on with me. Why do I feel I'm a failure? I'm alive. Just the fact to be alive, I'm a divine being. So it's fantastic. My body is fantastic. It's amazing. I'm part of this nature and I'm alive. So where is coming this failure thing, you know? Oh, it's just because maybe what I'm living now is not fulfilling me anymore. I need something else, something more exciting in my life, you know? So, but just stay with that and in a way, appreciate that. If you stay with it and you really see beyond what it's mean failure. What it's mean failure. Go and check the meaning online maybe. What it's mean to you, what it's mean in your family, what means failure. Failure. You know? Try to see how this resonates to you. And what can come from that? So it's normal time. We all go through things like that. Yeah, I had knee surgery. I'm going on someone else. I had knee surgery from my right leg, that I'm working on my right leg right now a lot. I have betterment. I am able to do something I never been able to do at 70 years old. Can you believe it? I am every day. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm able to do it. I'm unable to stay seated on my squat. My butt was going always back. I could not squat. And I'm not speaking about squat to work, exercise the legs. No. When you sit, like a lot of Asian people are squatting to be seated there. I was unable to do it. And since like less than a week, by my stick, I was doing my stick exercise, you know, warming up and that. And I said, oh, I'm going to do some squat, but a regular squat for legs. So I did, you know, put back and thing. And suddenly I put the stick like that. And I say, and if I try to do the squat? And it works. And you know why? Simply because instead of going like to sit, to put my butt back to sit on my feet, on my, you know, on my squat, I was going down straight. So my butt was falling. Now it's good. I can stay. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be able to do that. I struggled with that for years. Can you believe it? So for me, it's like, wow, it's like a new life coming, you know? So it can seem crazy, but it's something I was unable to do. And that a lot of people are doing so easily. So now I am enjoying and I'm doing movement on that and I am staying longer and I am doing things like, you know, if I have something to do, I'm always seated on the floor. It's where I live on the floor. I love to be seated on the floor. But, you know, I was unable to do that. So I can stand up without, you know, putting my hands somewhere. I always did, but now it's easier. So this really helped me in my flexibility and show me that I'm also more flexible in my mind. And it's a big step for me, huge step for me. Can you imagine? It's really amazing. So you see, I may have an eye lift, yes. On my right eye sometimes is very difficult to open, this one. So I may have an eyelid surgery. I'm not sure. I plan to do that. You know, I did this exercise and thing, but, you know, it's also exercise for this, exercise for that, you never hand. So you could ask question. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lara. Enjoy, you know. And there are passages like that. You will go through many. But have this in mind. When you feel this kind of nostalgia and think, yeah, it's a nostalgia. It's because it's more nostalgic than sadness. It's nostalgia of a time that is past and it's no more. And we have to go on something new. And it's working like that at any age, you know. So don't think something is wrong with you. Coucou Sabine. I'm checking if I have other question. So now I'm able to squat. I'm a new woman, you know. And you will know if I do, I always said that. Thank you. Yes, I'm able to squat. It's fantastic. I'm like, how I could. And I understood why I could not. It's because I was going down, not like I was sitting. I was going down like straight. So my hips were not opening. My hips were not, my things, my bones were not pivoting. So sure, I could not squat. I was falling on my butt. So I say it's because my butt is too heavy. It's because my legs, you know, not the thigh, but the legs are too short because I have very long thighs. So I thought maybe it's my thighs are too long. So as my legs, bottom legs are short. So it's for that I am on my butt. But no, these were excuses. So let's see if I have some other question of request on information. So no, so enjoy, you know, enjoy your time. Even be curious. This is very important. When you feel like this thing a little bit nauseous, nostalgic, you feel like you are a failure and feel, be curious. What is that? Where does it come from? Wow, it's surprising. Why do I feel that? You know, just that. Just that. You know, it's also written, ask and you shall receive. It's that, you know, and it works like that. You know, it's fascinating. So be crystalline, you know, be crystal-like inside. Be in this, you know, thing of opening and let go the light and generate and share even what doesn't seem really like, you know. It's for that I think it's very important to be true to yourself, because this gonna make often gonna speed the process to go through experiences faster, because you are not doing that, you are like that, and it's faster, you know. The light is at work all the time, and we are light being. You know, I was doing this again, this eye exercise, because my vision is low. So I would say, okay, I'm going to do eye exercise. And I noticed something I never noticed before. When I am doing the palming, I see light inside. And it's a good feeling. It's like, because when I move my eyes, I do the exercise, it's flowing. And there is like this light, and subtle, very tiny. But I have the feeling it's like the particle of light I see outside of me, you know, like I'm speaking sometimes about. How long? I don't know. I don't say it's good for you. I say it's good for me. I love it. I love to be on the floor. I love to be seated on the floor. It's always been like that. I'm sewing these days. I'm sewing on the floor. So I have my sewing machine on my iron board, because I don't have table. So my iron board is my table to put my sewing machine. But I love to eat. All my meal, I take them on the floor. And in a way, it's good, because you are obliged to stand up and go on the floor, and it's good also for flexibility. And I love the simplicity of, you know, being on the floor. It was a little bit shocking to people when I was living in Paris and we had no dining table, and we were putting this big tablecloth on the rug above, you know, this under tablecloth that we can put, and I was unrolling that, putting the tablecloth, and we were sitting all around, and some people were not very comfortable. And some people were also not comfortable to take off shoes arriving at home. Me, I never had shoes at my home. So maybe it's that I am connected to the Japanese thing I was saying before. You know, maybe there is, on another dimension, a Japanese experience that my essence is living, and it's perspiring in this one. Maybe it's that, you know. And but it's, I don't know, maybe there is something that connects me to another experience in another dimension, and I enjoy very much to be seated on the ground, and I love it. I simply love it, to the point that it's difficult for me to be in a restaurant, you know. Yeah, everything is good. It has been ups and downs. It changed a lot these last 6 months. It has been like, you know, but all is good. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, friends, thank you for listening to me. And again, I'm gonna put this video on YouTube. And again, if you have any question, or if you have a topic you want really eventually to do a live about, we can. You know, I may do, I think end of July, or because now she's busy, I may do a live with this follower of mine. As I told you, she's 86, Despina, and exchanging with her make me desiring to have a discussion with her. And I think it can be interesting for people to know, because she's very open and really clear, and she had many experiences, can you imagine? And to do a live together about a discussion, just a discussion about how she feels, what she lived before, when she went through things. She's open to that, so it's going to be really nice to have, you know, a discussion with someone that I never met in person, but we are in touch since so many years. I think it's always good to share about our experience honestly, because it can really make a difference for someone that is listening and never thought about going through one or another experience that way. And it can help. This is also the Christic dimension. You know, it's helping each other's and supporting each other's. And because we all come from this divine essence. So, and we have multicolored, you know, we have, all of us as different shades. And I don't speak about the shade of the skin, I speak about the shade of our soul. And it's nice to share our vision, honestly, we have to be true. We have to, if it's not true, it sounds false and people are going to feel it. So things has to come from the heart and to be true. So that, yeah. Oh, I'm very generous spirit. Yeah, you know, I'm Sagittarius. We are like ruled by Jupiter, that is about abundance and expansion and propagation, and like, you know, this is the Sagittarian energy. It's about that. And we cannot be untrue. It's impossible. If we are untrue, it's impossible to be untrue, because we feel really bad by being untrue. So, big kiss to everybody, and see you soon.